Video M5. It should help you find the area and perimeter when you have a multi-shape or when you have a couple of shapes put together, usually more than one rectangle. Think L shapes. To find the perimeter, I'm just going to add all the sides. To find an area, I'm going to break the shape into smaller shapes and then add all those areas of the smaller shapes together. So here's what one looks like to start with. So first off, I'm just going to go with the perimeter because all I need to do is add all the shapes. I like to pick a corner and start. And then what I can do is just keep track of my numbers as I go by. So there's 8. 8 plus 10 gets me to 18, 23, 26, 29, 36. If I do it that way and go in order, it helps me to make sure I don't forget any. I know sometimes people like to go and say, hey, I got 7 and 3 is a 10, and that's nice, and then 10 and 10 is 20. You can use that strategy also. You just want to be careful that you don't skip any numbers. So let me get that part erased off so it's not in my way right now. And what I need to do is divide this into two rectangles. So I could cut it down through here, or I can cut it here. I think I would like to cut this one down straight there. So now I have this rectangle that's got the stripes on it, and I've got the one that's in white. So the one that's here in stripes, I'm looking for what the actual sizes are. So in other words, from that side to that side, it's definitely a 3. And from the top to the bottom, it's a 5. So 3 times 5 gets me 15. Now I'm coming over to the other one, and I want to know how far from side to side. Okay. And I've got a number 7 at the top, and I got a number 10 at the bottom. So we got to figure out what these really mean. This 10 at the bottom goes all the way from that end to that end. So I don't want the 10 because it got cut into right here, this point right there. If something gets cut into, you don't want to use that side. So what I want is the 7. Then I want to know how tall is this shape actually. And again, I'm looking on the sides. To go all the way from the top to the bottom, I want an 8 because this 3 doesn't go all the way. This 3 is only this part. You might be able to notice if I took that 3 plus this 5 and put them together, because this side has to be 5, right? If this is 5, this is also 5. So 3 plus 5 gets me an 8 there. So 7 times 8 equals 56. So I have 15 plus 56 is going to equal 71 square inches. And when I do this, I may end up with odd numbers or even numbers. You just never know what's going to happen. Try a couple more out. Find a spot to start for your perimeter. So I got 5, 10, 22, 37, 54. My 10 gets me back to 64. 64 inches all the way around. Like I say, if you like to add them up a different way, I'm good with it as long as you just put some check marks or something through it so you don't confuse yourself. I'm going to take and cut up and down again. And I got this shaped rectangle right here. And there's only 2 numbers there, so I automatically know that that's a 12 by 5. I guess I don't know automatically because I got a 15 down here, but the 15 goes from that end all the way to that end. So 12 by 5 is 60. When I go on this other side, I don't want the 15 because it got cut right in the middle. So I want the 10 because it's 10 wide and it's 17 long. 10 times 17, which is going to be 170. And when I add those two together, I'm going to get 230 square inches. Let's try another one out. Perimeter, if you've noticed, I like to try to go to that top right corner every time, and then I just work my way back around. Whatever you do, try to be consistent. So I got a 6, 11, 15. 15 plus 15 is 30, plus 10 is 40, plus 20 gets me to 60. I said plus 20. Gets me to 60 inches. Just write that this way, 60 inches. And now I need to cut my shape into two rectangles. And remember, I can go vertical or horizontal. I think I'm going to go this way again. Because right away, I notice I got a 6 and a 5 there. That's my 30-inch rectangle, 30 square inches, rather. And this one over here, I want to know how wide it is from side to side. So it's either 15 or 20. The 20 does the whole thing, so this is only 15. And then I need to know how tall. Well, 4 is not the entire height. 4 just gets me from here to here. So I want the 10. 10 times 15 is going to be 150, because to multiply by 10, I just put a 0 on the end. I get 180 square inches. One more. Last one. Perimeter. Here we go quickly. Starting here. 7 plus 13 is 20, 24, 28, 31, 40 inches. I'm in my area. If you notice, I keep liking to do the vertical cuts. Whatever you do, just like I say, just as long as you get used to doing a certain way. And again, I got this small one over here that only has 2 numbers, so I know right away that's going to be 16. When I come over here, I'm looking for how wide the whole thing is. It's really only 9, because 13 goes all the way to here. How tall the whole thing is, it's really 7. 9 times 7 is 63. Add those together and I get 79 square inches. Okay, so for perimeter, I just add all the sides. For area, I'm going to cut it into 2 or more rectangles and then add those areas together.